All right, guys. So the recent discussion going around the recent discussion revolving the part two of the seventh anniversary, it's got people wondering: is the part two of the anniversary better than the part one? And I'm here to tell you, yes, it is. For everybody saying that part two is bad, for everybody saying that part two isn't as good as part one, either you're trolling for some reason, or for some reason you just don't like Saiyan Saga, or you probably just started watching Dragon Ball in 2019. Like, can I really say anything? No, but I still go and watch Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and all that other stuff. Right? I still watch those, so I would know about the Saiyan Saga. Now, before I even get to the characters, let's go into events and how part two is overall better. So for part two, go to the news. Okay, let's actually cover part one. So I'm gonna speak on all the events I remember from part one. So, of course, for part one, they reveal tons of events. It's gonna give us tons of crystals, but it's going to be coming out throughout the whole anniversary. So it wasn't just a part one thing. The events that came out was kind of almost all the events we have now. So the events that came out, again, I said it like a million times. We got this Legends Anniversary Tower. We got the Extreme Battle. I think that came out, during part one, before part two. We got that Anniversary Story. We did get some new story mode, of course, co-op, new equips, and of course you got a raid at the time. So we did get some events, right? And of course a new PvP season. But again, we got some events. Now we're going to talk about the part two. Now for part two, we got this raid that ties in. All right, also, before I forget, we also got Ultra Hits Platinum equipment. That counts since it was during part one before part two. So we got this raid, and this raid ties into story mode. So this event is already pretty unique because we got a raid. By the way, if you're wondering, is there an exchange offer for this raid? No, it is not. You literally get the crystals from doing the missions. You get 500, I think. I collected about 200 of that to summon for the Goku, and I actually did get Tien and Chaozu. I originally said they suck, but I just realized I was not using them on a proper team. Hopefully, when I find a proper team, which I already am right now, then I will come back and I will re-showcase them. But I deleted my old showcase. Anyway, back to the point. So we got an event that is tying into story mode, which specifically is a raid, right? Where we're going against Frieza. And if you didn't watch this first one, the first dialogue, I will highly advise you to watch it. It's actually amazing. So yeah, we got a raid tying into story mode. We got, of course, another raid. Yeah. We got is there anyone who could beat me here? Anyone here who could beat me, which is basically can you get 100 million on the Rising Rush? We got the Ultra Race, the Ultra Space Time Rush Super again. But then we also got, we also did for the Legends Anniversary Tower, we got more stuff. But that's not it. Shallot got a platinum equipment, which is insane. Speaking of insane, he is insane. And on top of that, we have ground battles, like dynamic, what do they call it? Dynamic stage, dynamic battles. It was called one of those. It was called, for the heck, if I could freaking find it, which I don't think I will. Hold on, can I find it? Okay, it was called Dynamic Area Battle. So, we got this thing called Overdrive, which is basically like, I could be explaining it wrong, but it's basically if you use the Overdrive on the opponent, you get to choose like certain, I would say, abilities, not like abilities like endurance and stuff, but abilities, but I can't even speak, but abilities like extra health, extra damage, that type of stuff. And it's kind of like a Rising Rush, like, because for Rising Rush, if you pick a card and the opponent guesses it, the Rising Rush won't go all the way through. And if anything, you would I think if you guessed it right, yeah, you also do damage to the opponent, right? But to add on to it, for overdrive, you have to choose whether you want damage or health, and you have to choose what you want 3 times. Not the same one, but different ones. And if the opponent gets those ones, either I think you won't get those buffs or anything, and on top of that, your overdrive will stop. And the overdrive is also, you can also do damage. So like we can literally fight on the ground. The entire PvP is now changed. So, but the gameplay has changed. Unlike the part one where nothing about the game was changed. And yes, you might say, well, the big new update, this came out before part one. So I'm not going to count this since it came out before the anniversary even started, before we even knew what the characters were, before they even got leaked, right? Speaking of that, so we got done with the events. I'm already going to give the events section to the part two. The part two events are way more unique. And the fact that they actually changed the gameplay too is absolutely amazing. Literally, we got a raid that ties into story mode, and you can actually get crystals from it. And then on top of that, we got more of the Legends Anniversary Tower, but we got Shallot's Platinum equipment, which keep in mind, he isn't an Ultra. He's a regular Sparking that got an Ultra type Platinum equipment. And on top of that, I'm going to say it again. And on top of that, we got dynamic area battles, which again is basically what they call ground battles, except you're not actually on the ground, but it's close enough because you're not all the way up in the air either. So you're more on the ground than you are in the air, which is amazing. Now, here's the actual controversial part. Characters. So for part one, the characters we got Ultra Instinct Goku and Killer Caulifla, and we got Evolution Vegeta and Kappa. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. You will think on the first glance, these characters are hype. But let me tell you one thing. They can be the most hype characters in the game, which they aren't. And in my opinion, I don't even think they come close. But they can be the most hype characters in the game. When it's Ultra Instinct Goku, we're expecting something unique to come with that character. But no, Ultra Instinct Goku doesn't have a single thing unique. You might say, counter green cards. Well, I already can name 2 people who already has counter green cards. UVB, Super 17. I can already name another one, Super Baby 2. You want me to name another one? Android Knight freaking Team. Even hero units have counter green cards and counter cover changes. So that's not unique. The dodge mechanic, red MUI, purple UI, revival UI, ultra UI, like it's the same. It's the same. Oh, the cover change has a new animation. Animations can be fine, right? But there's nothing unique about a character. There's nothing unique about UI Goku. There's nothing unique about Killer Caulifla. There's nothing unique about Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. And there's nothing unique about Kappa. The only thing that makes these characters look good is their model and animations. And even then, the animations aren't even as good as some of the other characters that came out this year. Fusions of Monster has better animations than these guys. I will stand 10 toes on that. So nothing unique with these characters at all, and their animations are just good. They're just good. Maybe UI Goku's is pretty decent, but still, it's maybe UI Goku is probably more than good, a little bit, but it's still just good. Animations won't cut it for an anniversary character. Which, keep in mind, they were hyping up this anniversary just for part one to be a major letdown because none of the characters have anything unique. Which, keep in mind, they were hyping up the 7th anniversary saying we're going to add more unique things to characters, and yet we didn't even see that for part one. Looking at part two, though, every character here seemed to have something unique. Now, you might say, 3 transforming units in a tag unit. Look me dead in my eyes and tell me, do you want 3 transforming characters? With only 2 of them, with actually only 1 of them being very good and the other 2 just being decent. You tell me right now, Even if they all were insanely good, do you really want 3 transforming units? It's kind of repetitive. At least for this one, we only have 1 transforming character. And it's all different, unique things. He has, Goku can transform. Vegeta can revive. Okay? Nappa can actually summon characters. Not summon like, oh, I'm finna summon. Summon like in the game. He can summon a different character and you can fight as them. The difference is once you summon that character and you die, you go right back to your original character and they start off at full health, right? So Nappa can summon in 2 Cybermens. I mean, obviously their health is not that good, but their damage is pretty good. Then we have Tien and Chaozu, who literally has succession. A 1% sparking having succession. So for part 2, the 4 unique things we got: transforming, revival, summon, and succession. What do we get for part 1? Transforming and tag. That's it. Transforming and tag. Probably the most common things you can expect from an anniversary. By the way, which also this really gets on my nerves. How do they introduce the synchro gauge, and yet, besides the 6th anniversary, we haven't gotten another synchro gauge character? I would have actually been fine if UI Goku or SSBE Vegeta didn't come out. Because I actually wanted UI Goku to be the Ultra. I did not want him to be an LF. Considering the fact we already have one. We have an LF UI Saiyan Goku and an Ultra UI Saiyan Goku. Now we have an LF MUI. Why do we have another one? Now, to be fair, they're probably doing the same thing with the UIs. We got one, UI Saiyan Goku, then we get a revival one, then an Ultra. Now we get a regular one, a transforming one, maybe the next one will be an Ultra. Who freaking knows? Okay? So for characters, now here's the thing though. For character choices, character picks, I will give the slight edge to part 1 because of the fact that Universe Rep is more anniversary worthy than Saiyan Saga, but they're not a better pick by a huge margin, right? They're a better pick, but barely. Now, in terms of fun and the amount of uniqueness, I don't even think that's a word, and the amount of unique things a character can do, that's easily going to part 2. You might think I'm glazing, but I'm not. Again, I'm gonna say this again. 3 characters of this entire thing, of this part 1, can transform, and only 1 has a tag. 3 characters can transform. Nobody wants 3 transforming characters at one time. But at least for this, we get a transforming, we get a revival, we get a summon, and we get a succession. Now you might think, well, transformation, revival, and succession are technically transforming too. Not really. Because this Vegeta doesn't transform into anything. He just comes back stronger. Technically you're transforming, but you're not. You're actually really not. The thing about succession is that if a certain character, because for this one, they chose Chaozu to be the one to die, which makes sense. Now, because Chaozu is dead, the succession is now you're fighting as Tien. The more unique thing, now you get Chaozu's abilities also. Like the paralyze and all that stuff. So guys, for everyone that's saying that part 2 sucks, I'm going to repeat. Either, and actually I add a new reason. Either 1, you're a Universe Rep Glazer. 2, you don't like Saiyan Saga. And, or split, you started watching Dragon Ball in 2019. You grew up with Gogeta Blue, MUI, SSBE, and all that stuff. Or 3, I'm going to be completely honest. You do not like you like toxic characters and not unique characters. Or 4, you are a fusion glazer. Now after I saw the part 2, first thoughts, I was saying, why did we get this? This is not anniversary worthy. Part 1 was better, right? That's what I was personally thinking. And I was saying we should have got Gogeta because it makes the most sense. We don't go a single anniversary without a fusion, and we don't go a single anniversary without a saga. So why in the world are we getting, well, why the heck are we getting this? But now looking back at it, I will actually take this over a fusion. Because think about this. If we get a fusion character, I guarantee they will not make him as unique as they made this Saiyan. They will not make Super Gogeta, for example, because that's the, LF character I was thinking would come out for part 2. They would not make him as unique as these characters. Yes, he might have the Synchro Gauge. The Synchro Gauge. That's probably the only unique thing he'll have. He might have like one unique ability. He'll probably have one unique ability, and then the 1% Sparkings will have nothing, but the other LF will. One thing I like about this is that the 1% Sparkings actually have things we've never seen before. Now, of course, with Tien and Chaozu, we have seen Succession, but we've only seen it on an LF. And this is the second character to have that. Nappa, on the other hand, we've never seen a character that can summon another character into the match, and you can play as them. And when they die, you go back to your original character. Because normally, if you die with that character, you die. And that's just kind of what it is. Like for a tag unit, for example, if you die with Caulifla, you're dead. Caulifla's dead too. Somehow, some way. So guys, to end this in a conclusion, part 2 so far is one of the most unique parts we've ever gotten in a long time. Which I will actually say is the best part 2 we've ever gotten in an anniversary. We are all complaining about part 2 and stuff, but did we all forget about, LF Dragon Fist? You have every right to call that character mid, because not only was he not that good, he might have been good on release, but he fell off a month later. And on top of that, he's not hype. He might be hype, not for an anniversary. So if we're all going to hate on this, I can already name tons of, he will be my first example for a character that you should really be hating on. Because Saiyan Saga, even if you want to say these characters aren't hype, at least they're good. Or at least they have something unique. Dragon Fist had nothing. He was barely good. His animations were good. But not only was he not good, he wasn't unique. He had nothing unique towards him. You could literally drop him for a monthly LF and it will feel just the same. It will feel just the gosh darn same. But the thing is, because it released for an anniversary, now everybody's going to summon. The thing with this though, if this would have released for just a monthly LF, people will say this is actually very decent, because we don't get 2 banners on a monthly LF, and this seems pretty hype. People are saying this isn't anniversary worthy, but again, are we all forgetting, Ultimate Gohan? Are we all forgetting, transforming Super Saiyan 3 Goku? Transforming Goku Black? Don't even look me in my face and say that's festival worthy. No, that's not. That's not festival worthy. Maybe like a bait, but no, it's not really festival worthy. The best celebration of the year, arguably, and transforming Goku Black, it's the character that we get. To add on to it, he wasn't even good. That's just really to add another punch to the gut. He wasn't even that good. You want to talk about, you want me to add on more characters? Alright, fine. Majin Buu Pure Evil. Don't even look me in my face and say he's anniversary worthy. Majin Buu Pure Evil? He's anniversary worthy. So I can't even speak. He's anniversary worthy. I don't know everybody saying, you're going to complain about him. Nappa? Tien and Chaozu? I want you to look me in my eyes. Tell me, what other character from the Saiyan Saga would have been worthy for a 1% Sparking? Or LF? You might say Piccolo. Do we not already have an LF Piccolo? Okay, you might see 1% Sparking. Sure, what's it going to be? Transforming from weighted clothes to unweighted? Just like the gosh darn LF version? Krillin? What did Krillin do? I can't even say that. Krillin might have been worthy of a 1% Sparking, but he's not. He's not. Not only that, Tien and Chaozu gets no representation in this game whatsoever. What other best time to drop him? But what would be the best time to drop him besides now? When Saiyan Saga should be getting buffs. Because the last time Saiyan Saga got buffs was during, before the 6th anniversary. And yet Saiyan Saga wasn't even top 3 teams in the game at the time. It's about time Saiyan Saga starts getting some new characters. And while you might say, no, not for an anniversary, what other time will be better to drop Saiyan Saga? Because the thing is, even after an anniversary, if we were to get Saiyan Saga, I guarantee barely of people will still summon for it. Because what you're going to say, compared to the 7th anniversary, this doesn't even come close. Come on, guys. Come on. We're going to hate on this, but do you not see how boring these characters are? MUI Goku isn't even meant to be fun at this point. He's meant to just get you high in rank. If you're somehow using this unit to have fun, then I can just tell you're the type of person to enjoy being toxic. Now, Evolution Vegeta is more fun than UI Goku, but is he really kind of infinite combos? And to add on to it, it kind of does no damage. So, I mean, I don't know. Kaioken Goku and Revival Vegeta, on the other hand, they're fun to use. Nappa, he's fun to use. Tien and Chaozu, he's fun to use. If I'm being honest, I couldn't care less about what character we would have gotten. We could have got Bulma and Chi-Chi. Honestly, I would have been pretty mad, right? But if they're unique, you might say I'm lying. If they're unique, I'm going to cut you a little bit of slack. I'm going to still be pretty disappointed that you dropped Bulma and Chi-Chi for an anniversary. But if you make them as unique as these characters, I'm going to cut you a little bit of slack. Because if you made them boring, then heck, I would have judged you to the fullest. The same thing with these characters. If none of these characters here were unique, every person that is hating on this part 2 has every right. But specifically, you should be hating on the characters, not the entire part 2. We're saying part 2 sucks because of the characters. Yet we're not looking deeper into it. We're not looking into the gosh darn dynamic area battles and how great that is. We're not looking into the game platinum equipment and stuff. We're not looking into the gosh darn future events or a whole raid that ties into the story mode. No. Let's move that to the side and let's focus on the character picks. Keep in mind, which I find very annoying, why are we only focusing on the characters they picked, not how unique they made them? Watch it be a Super Gogeta. Watch there be a Super Gogeta. Because I'm an MUI Goku fan to the fullest. He's my number one favorite character in all of Dragon Ball. Which might make it sound like I was born in 2019 or I watched Dragon Ball in 2019. Yes, I actually pretty much did. But unlike some of these other Dragon Ball fans, I actually watched Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. I've seen clips and I've seen actual scenes and I've seen the movie, right? Sometimes when I forgot about it, I would go watch some shorts. As if probably some of you do. I know none of y'all are going to watch the movie, forget about it, and go back and watch the movie. Some of y'all won't. Most of y'all probably will. I will actually go back and watch Dragon Ball Z right after this. I will go do that. The issue is, if we were to get, let's say, a Super Gogeta, we would not care how boring he will be. We will just be happy because it's Super Gogeta. Okay? That just proves that all of us are some fusion glazers. For the people who are actually respecting this part 2, I respect you more than I respect the other people who actually think this part 2 is bad. Maybe they're the ones that just suck. I don't know. Maybe they're the ones that want another Beast Gohan. Do y'all want another Beast Gohan personally? Do y'all want another Vegito Blue? Do y'all want another Gogeta Blue? No. What you guys want is something unique. Something that we barely get in the game. Watch. We wouldn't have got this and everybody would have... Keep in mind that everybody was saying we should have gotten a Kaioken Goku LF. Now that we do, it's a problem. Some of you guys need to just use your brain. Now again, I actually used to hate Dragon Ball. Because I used to hate it because it's not that I hated the show or the movie or the entire Dragon Ball. It's the fact that I hated the fact that my brother played Dragon Ball Z games 24/7, and it kind of got on my nerves. Growing up, I like watching Dragon Ball. I know some stuff about Dragon Ball Z. I know the sagas, right? I definitely know the sagas. I know the fights. I know the antagonist and the protagonist. I know the story. I know that stuff. Like you can start watching Dragon Ball in 2019. You can. And if you don't watch the Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z or GT, then people have every right to cook you if you didn't want this. But if you started watching Dragon Ball, let's say in 2019, but then you actually go back and watch Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, then, and you, let's say you wanted this, then people will have proof that, okay, you were there when Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, came out and stuff. So please, stop hating on this part 2. Because I guarantee, because Ultra MUI isn't coming out, I guarantee, if the next character isn't a Broly or a Jiren, everybody will get their suitcases and walk out the dang door. People will leave, press the delete button, and never get it back. I wouldn't. MUI Goku was going to have to come out during this anniversary eventually. Another MUI was going to have to get it at left eventually. Now that we know that MUI Goku is getting it at left, the next time we get an MUI Goku, now we know it's going to be an Ultra. Jeez, guys, like y'all have to really just look back at this part 2. Look back at the characters. Look back at the thing the character does. The things that the character do. And come back to this video. Let me know if this part 2 is actually bad. Because it's the best part 2 we've gotten. If you really look into it, if you really see all the details, you will see that this part 2 isn't bad in the slightest. It might not be as good as you really wanted it to be, but sometimes everything is not going to go your way. That's the thing. Sometimes when it comes to characters, you're not always going to get the character you want, whether it comes to revealing the character or summoning for the character. So please, look at the details before you decide to say this part 2 sucks. This is the worst part 2 ever. Why didn't we get Super Gojo? Why didn't we get this? Why didn't we get that? This isn't anniversary worthy. But this banner specifically. You telling me these characters aren't anniversary worthy, but Kaba is. These characters isn't anniversary worthy, but Kellen Caulifla is. Really? Now, if Kellen Caulifla was fusing, that's a different story. But they're not. They're regular antagonists. We want to talk about this could have came out any other time. So could this. This could have came out for the festival. This could have came out for part 1. And then for part 2, we could have got the Super Gogeta, bada bing, bada boom. It will already be way better than this. Because not only are we getting something unique, then for the next part, we're getting something that people actually want. I personally didn't want this. It's mainly because I wasn't expecting it. You can't want something you don't expect. Well, technically you can, right? People kind of wanted Ultra MUI for this part. Did they expect it? No, not really. It was kind of a 0% chance of it happening. But yeah, guys, so part 2 is better than part 1. I will not debate with that. I will not debate with anyone about that. If you hate this part 2, and that's why I'm gonna just say this. If you hate this part 2, you hate this part 2. Again, I don't know why you would hate this part 2, but if you just hate this part 2, you hate this part 2. There's nothing I can do about it. If you like this part 2, you like this part 2. Just let you guys know. If part 3 is a major letdown, then at this point, you might as well just summon for the part 2 banners. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Because I'm hoping for a DBS Broly for an Ultra. It makes the most sense. If we don't get that, then it is what it is. We can all complain, but we all know Dragon Ball Legends is going to go back and change this. Like we all know that they're not going to do that. Because people already summoned, people already have the characters, people already showcased them, they already made the characters, if they're kits. They're not going to go back, delete these banners, and make new ones. Like, they're not going to do that. Complaining is only going to make you even more mad. So, yeah. But, yeah, guys, so that's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys, and peace. How long was this video? Dang, 30 minutes, basically.